Hi guys and welcome to Pop Culture Spread. I'm Rick, this is Jace, and welcome to our channel. And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Before we get started into the show, guys, you know exactly what you need to do. Give us a thumbs up for our videos. Also hit our subscribe button as well. So follow us on all our Instagram and Facebook and all our social media sites. And if you're after some merchandise, hit that link after the video for our merchandise. Jace, looking sharp today, mate. I've got to say, last week you had the flamingo shirt.
This is more,
mate, I'm loving it.
More Hawaii kind of retro 50s feel, but yeah.
I'm loving it. I'm loving the different shirts every week, mate.
Yep. Loving it. It's certainly, I'm noticeable. Put it that way.
Well, we love it. So anyway, guys, let's get straight into it. Let's talk some Marvel news. Jason,
Ooh, I love the Marvel news.
We always talk some Marvel news, and we're talking about Captain Marvel.
Yep.
Sequel.
The
sequel to Captain Marvel number 2 is happening at the moment, but there are a few things surrounding it at the moment.
Well, what's going on, dude?
So they're looking at obviously a director. There's no main director attached to it at the moment, but they are looking at a female director they want for the position. And at the moment, they've got one of the writers for WandaVision who is looking at doing the screenplay for Megan McDonald.
Okay, all right.
But looking female director for this one. So
you know my attitude. We've spoken about this kind of issue before, Rick, and I'm just going to put it out there. Just get the best director, female, male, whatever. I don't care. Just get the right person to make a good movie.
Is this going to be?
You know, when you put a gender above the best person for the role, it just seems crazy to me.
Well,
it does. It really does. I think what else is interesting too, that they haven't brought back the 2 original directors
from the first ones, which they were kind of like they've done a few indie movies. So they weren't really well known. So,
but they didn't. I mean, like $1.1 billion this movie made.
It was a great movie. It
made us, and that was one of those MCU films that it could have worked and it could not have worked. So they made it work.
Why are they going in that direction? It makes you wonder why they're going in that direction.
I think it might be a mindset of, hey, look, Infinity Saga's over, and out of phase 4 of this franchise. Maybe we're going to bring in fresh blood. You know?
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. But
I mean, you're always going to have your story. You know, we know James Gunn's coming back. We know Ryan Coogler's coming back. We know some of the big guns for the MCU will be back and directing. So I suppose if you get someone else who's got a fresh new vision,
look, I don't know.
Away you go.
I look,
mate. All you have to do now is make a quirky indie film, and they just give you a Marvel film straight after. So yeah.
So they can't go wrong with it. Let's talk a bit of Adam Sandler. Now I know you've seen this movie, Jay. So I believe you've seen this movie. And we're talking about his movie that made on Netflix, Uncut Gems.
Yes.
Now, if you saw our video probably a while ago, I discussed it. We were talking about it. I wasn't really much of a fan. I didn't think Sandler was going to be any good in this movie. Well, I watched it on Netflix, and I got to fucking say,
it's brilliant.
It's fucking brilliant. His performance in it is great.
Like I said before, Adam Sandler is an extremely talented actor, and when he has done his dramatic roles, he shines.
He's does. Really good.
I wish he would not do comedy at all anymore and just focus on his dramatic performances.
And that's the reason why they were saying that's the reason why that he didn't get the Oscar nomination for this, because of his comedic roles that he's done in the past, and they were saying that actors are branded, and because he's done this one movie, that's
Yeah, I don't know if that's. Are they really branded in this day and age? 30 years ago, movie actors were generally in movies. Television actors stayed in television, and you could get typecast. But I feel like today, Rick, that isn't commonplace. It's very rare to see people be typecast. Look, at the end of the day, I have my opinion. He absolutely deserved a nomination. He didn't get it. But you know what? I don't think Adam Sandler gives a fuck.
He doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't care, mate.
No.
He did a great job. He's happy that people like it, and he's moving on to his next project.
So he's going to move on. So hopefully we get to see a bit more of these type.
Well, let's face it. There's only one person winning that Oscar this year. That's Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
He's no one else is going to win Best Actor.
Yeah.
No way.
So who's up there? We got what? Is Brad up there or Leo's up there?
Leo might be up there. I think you've got people like Jonathan Pryce up there for that Popes movie.
Oh, yeah.
Look, at the end of the day, it really, they're frivolous awards.
Yeah.
Do they mean? I mean, the only thing that awards shows really do is highlight films that maybe don't get the publicity like Marvel films do, and they bring it into the public consciousness.
Yeah.
But really, is it going to affect his career?
No.
Not
Yeah,
at all.
no.
Not at
so,
all.
but yeah, definitely go check it out on Netflix because it is worth. It's a good watch. Now, Jace, this caught my eye, and I just like thinking, shit, why is this happening?
Bit of an oddity?
Apparently it will. It might be happening or not. Let's talk Cheech and Chong.
I love Cheech and Chong,
We
man.
all love a bit of Cheech and Chong.
I grew up with Cheech and
70s and 80s, they were big
Oh,
movies.
mate, Up in Smoke, Nice Dreams. They were hilarious.
They were. Well, Tommy Chong is writing a horror movie, a Cheech and Chong horror movie. Don't know where it's going to go. Look, I don't know. It's kind of blowing my mind.
I
a
think
little
it's
bit.
brilliant. I think it's brilliant, and I'll tell you why. I'm gonna bring it back around, but follow me here.
Alright.
Back in 2002, after Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back was released, Harvey Weinstein pulls Kevin
That's the name
Smith
of it,
into a meeting
yeah.
and says to Kevin Smith,
He pulled him in a minute.
No, it was Bob Weinstein actually, not Harvey. It was
not
his
Harvey.
brother. Let's correct that. Said, look, we own all these characters. We own like Pinhead, and we own like Michael Myers. That. Why don't we do a Jay and Silent Bob horror movie? And Kevin Smith blew it off and went, that's silly. And then he goes back to his mate, Ben Affleck, and goes, can you believe Bob just said to me, we should make a Jay and Silent Bob horror movie? And apparently Ben Affleck paused and went, that is the dumbest fucking idea I've ever heard, but it would probably really work.
Right.
And bringing it around to Cheech and Chong, it's the same thing. It's a couple of stoners being put in a situation. It's very reminiscent to Bud Abbott Costello old horror films in the 1940s, where they get a couple of comedians and put them, Frankenstein's chasing them or something like that. I think it's got potential to work. I mean,
well, they're saying, look, they don't even know if it's gonna happen, but stranger things have happened, so you never know.
I think it's
Jace
a great
is
idea.
in. You guys are in, but yeah, I don't know. I'm still a little bit at the moment, but Why not? Look, and it's something different. It's probably something different.
So much,
which is good. Variety.
So much crap out there. I miss the simpler days of just having silly comedies, silly things where you let it wash all over you. Yeah, why not?
Why not? But speaking of Kevin Smith, you just mentioned Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith will be appearing in The Simpsons as himself.
Oh, mate, he'd be
awesome.
pretty damn happy with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and apparently he's
Kevin
a big,
Smith is,
big Simpson fan, and it kind of like
$10 says he... But I was about to say, $10 he cried, and he cried, did he?
He did.
Because he cries at everything. If you know anything about Kevin Smith these days, A, he's lost a lot of weight and looks fantastic.
Yeah.
B, he fucking cries at everything.
But apparently he's a big fan, and it'll be airing season 31 of The Simpsons. I mean, that's
Which is
huge.
insane.
I mean,
Season
fuck.
I don't think I've watched The Simpsons. It'd have to be in 15, 16 years. I stopped at it'd be interesting to go back in and just see where they're at these days.
Well, they're 30. Well, they're looking at.
But there's
season
some
32.
characters they're not doing anymore. Didn't Hank Azaria come out and say he's not doing Apu anymore and stuff like that? Which is a real shame. It's a real shame.
But how many celebrities have gone through The Simpsons?
Just about everybody of note. Everybody of note.
So many have just gone through, which is awesome.
Brilliant.
So that's something to look at. I think it's going to air. They were saying it's going to air. Since it doesn't,
Yeah, it'll be a year or two away. But at the end of the day, too, with Kevin Smith, he's got really excellent comedic timing. I mean, he's not the best director in the world, but he is a fantastic storyteller when he knows how to create a story. But he's also got very great comedic timing. When he's been on stage, where he has performed in movies, he's actually quite very good.
You've actually seen him live here, haven't you?
I have seen him live. Had a little bit of an interaction with him, which was kind of funny. I'm a fan. Look. Why not?
That's right. Why not? Yeah.
I suppose at this point, after 31 seasons,
How many?
who else can we get on the show?
Though I mean, shit.
I don't know,
but it's still going strong, and why not? All right, let's go and talk about a bit of Ghostbusters, Jace.
You are so pumped about this film.
I am. We're going to talk about Bill Murray. So Bill Murray was kind of in the dark. He wasn't really any news about Bill Murray. Rumors,
but nothing locked.
But nothing was locked. A lot of his co-stars were saying, he's going to be in the new movie Afterlife. but nothing was said. So Bill Murray has actually come out and confirmed that he will be definitely in this movie.
That's great news.
Which is huge.
And it's great news. It adds a lot of credibility to this film that now we're having original characters performing, because the trailer we saw too, I think...
A lot of people not digging this trailer.
Well, I wasn't a huge fan of the trailer, but I'm a huge fan of how they're approaching this story, in the sense of it's set in a small town.
Yeah.
These kids are the grandchildren of Egon Spengler, which is really cool. So they've been able to pay tribute to Egon.
But how are they going to do it? That's the thing.
No, I like how they... I think we're getting a vague sense in the trailer, but so far so good for us concerned. The comedy will come.
Yeah.
The next trailer will probably be a bit more comedic timing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, because he quoted in there on an interview, and he was saying, well, we are a man down.
Yeah.
So that was obviously in reference to...
To Harold Ramis.
So Harold Ramis, yeah. So he loved the script. He said it's full of emotion and it's full of family, and he's really digging this. So,
okay. Which is interesting, because you've got to remember, the Ghostbusters that we all grew up and loved is an out-and-out comedy. So the only concern I would have is, are we at risk of losing that comedy? I don't think that's going to be the case, but hopefully.
So this is the direct straight after, obviously, number 2. So this is...
Yeah, nothing happened in 2016 at all.
No,
there never was a Ghostbusters
no.
movie reboot.
This
there was
is
none of that.
direct.
Yeah.
I know you're a big fan of the second one, Jay, so yeah.
What, Ghostbusters 2?
Yeah.
Ghostbusters 2 is a horrible movie, dude. Like, I went in, I was at the cinema to see that film, but it doesn't work.
No.
I mean, there are elements that are great, but it's a pretty shitty sequel.
But I'm definitely pumped to see this, and it's really good to see that the whole original cast is back on board, obviously, so just...
It needs more than nostalgia factor, though, mate.
Yeah.
It needs more than that. To be a good film, it can't rely on nostalgia. Star Wars recent trilogy is a good example of that.
But, speaking of Star Wars, Jace...
Star Wars, my favourite subject!
You must have been just fucking using it. Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi. The Disney Plus series.
Can't wait!
I know. Big series, I know you're looking forward to it. Apparently, it's rumored it's been on hold, mate. They're putting it on hold. Why?
Well,
What's going on, Jace?
all the staff got sent home, I know that.
Shit.
But recently, in the last couple of hours, exclusive here, Ewan McGregor's come out and kind of explained what he currently knows about the situation. And far as he's aware, the show will still release on the original air date that it's got.
Okay, yeah.
Right? But what they wanted to do was, now that everyone's finished up with the films, they're bringing a lot of the writers and that on board to get the Obi-Wan story right.
Okay.
Now, there was also rumours that it was going from an 8-episode to a 4-episode show. And that may be the case, but at the end of the day, the show isn't delayed indefinitely. They're just going to get the script
Because
right.
wasn't there rumours they're going to cancel it?
Yeah, but they
So
were
it's
just
got-
rumours. So they were originally going to start shooting in August of this year.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Now they're shooting in January.
Is he...
That's all it is.
Okay.
Is he...
too old for this now? Or
No, he's the perfect age, dude. Like,
suppose it's set,
let's
what,
think
8
about
years
Star
after,
Wars.
is it?
No, this is set,
After the
right?
set, yeah.
Return of the Jedi. No, sorry. This is set after the Clone Wars, right?
Okay. Yep.
Sorry, after Revenge of the Sith.
Sith.
What am I
Okay.
talking about? Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
And we've got... So, there's a gap of 19 years before Episode 4.
There you go. Yeah.
So, he would be about halfway in. So, he's going to be a bit of a greyer Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
But he's around... I mean, Ewan's what, in his mid-40s or something?
Yeah.
That's what Obi-Wan will be in the film.
Yeah, so it
it's
works
perfect.
well. Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, no. He's the greatest thing that came from the prequels was Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi, and especially in Revenge of the Sith, he was just...
So it's only going to be a short series, though, isn't it? You're saying could be...
Well, they were
6
going
or
to
8.
originally it was 6 or 8, and
Yeah.
now they brought it down to 4. I'm not really too concerned on that. I just want
Yeah.
good stories, you know.
They must be long, though. Surely they must
I would probably find
You
that
want
they
a-
would be longer. They
Yeah.
would be self-contained stories.
Yeah.
And I think you'll find it'll be a different tone than The Mandalorian.
I love that show.
But you know why you love that show so much?
really love that show, and I'm not a big Star Wars
I've been
fan.
thinking about this quite a lot, what it is. And this is what it is to me with them. Why The Mandalorian is so effing good. Originally when Star Wars was made, George Lucas didn't have any other reference point. So he drew from 1940 serials, old samurai films, westerns, all those kind of influence he grew up with, and he put all that into Star Wars. Now as the years gone by and we've had other people make Star Wars films, Star Wars films have just used other Star Wars films as reference points. You know, they're inspired by other Star Wars films. Yeah. George Lucas wasn't. Jon Favreau's done the same thing. He's come out and said, no, we were going back and we've looked at old Western TV shows. We've looked at old 80s TV shows, and that's our influence. So they take those influence of that show and they put it in. The Mandalorian have very basic storylines. They're very similar storylines to things I was growing up on. The A-Team, Knight Rider, old westerns, even the spaghetti westerns of, you know, The Man with No Name, Clint Eastwood.
Good, Bad, the Ugly, all that.
Yeah. And what it is, they're easy to watch. You don't have to think about it.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't need to know all these giant different kingdoms and factions like you do in Game of Thrones. They keep it simple. They keep you entertained. And it resonates with the audience. That's why it works.
And the good thing is, you're right though, because and even if you're not like a massive Star Wars fan, you don't
Doesn't
really need
matter.
to know the past. That's the beauty of it.
Doesn't matter.
That's the beauty of this show.
Yeah.
So
it works well.
Oh.
So I don't know if they'll do that for the Obi-Wan. I think Obi-Wan you'll find a bit more
into the story.
Cinematic, but in the sense it'll be a longer form of storytelling for each episode. But either way, look, I'm not afraid. The fans want Obi-Wan series so much, and so does Ewan McGregor.
It's
the
gonna
power of the fans and the power of Ewan McGregor will get this series.
Disney are going to make it happen.
Absolutely.
Mate.
Absolutely.
$1 billion empire, they're going to make it happen. So.
Mate, do you know, I was talking to someone today, just really kind of quickly off topic with Disney. You know, with the MCU, right? You know, every MCU film in the City Saga has now averaged $1 billion. Now, I believe, right, so that's 23 films, right? That's $23 billion. I believe they bought it for $6 billion. So within a 10-year period, they've been able to make, what, $17 billion. $17 billion.
That's just mind-blowing.
It is mind-blowing. Anyway,
that was well, there you go. So there you go. But that's it, Jace.
That's it.
That's all the stories that we wanted to talk about. I hope you guys enjoyed what we were talking about. But obviously, you know, it's not over yet, guys, and you know exactly what's coming up. We're going to be talking to Jace about
Jason's Movie Vault.
What do you got today, Jace? What's in the vault, mate?
Strap yourself in, put the seatbelt on for the DeLorean. Flux capacitor's going, and we're heading all the way back to 1990. All right.
1990.
1990.
Oh, okay.
With a young up-and-comer called Tom Cruise.
Ooh.
Now he actually was a star by this point, and I'm talking Days of Thunder.
Oh, Days of Thunder.
And the reason I want to talk about Days of Thunder is I don't know how many people who are millennials or who have the younger may have seen this film. I mean, I think the only NASCAR film they think that's ever been made is Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ricky Bobby.
But what's very interesting is Ricky Bobby, that movie, Talladega Nights, is heavily influenced by Days of Thunder. Now, Days of Thunder, made by the Jerry Bruckheimer in its time, directed by the great, God bless his soul, Tony Scott, who was a fantastic director at the time. It is as slick and as 80s, early 90s as you could possibly get. It is what would be considered today completely off-the-wall cheesy. This is not a good movie, but it's fun because it's so crap. But I will say the car racing scenes are insane.
Yeah.
They were really, really, really good. I mean, it is filmed expertly. It's got great music. It's got Tom Cruise looking sexy. It's the introduction of Nicole Kidman. That's where they kind of met and hooked up, and
that lasted long, but yeah.
Well, it lasted 10 years before he went way back into Scientology again. But either way, this film works on a level that is entertaining 30 years on.
30 years on already.
30 years on. It is 2020, Rick. I paused when I said that because I'm thinking,
oh my God,
that ain't 20 years ago. That's 30 years ago this film came out. And, you know, it's an interesting film to go back and have a look because even over that 30-year period, some of the things they were doing in this film with Tony Scott and Jerry Bruckheimer, even though it's a really cheesy film, was some super inventive photography in there. And it is a beautiful film to look at, no doubt about it. And I mean, you're not just talking Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. You've got Academy Award winners, or level winners. Actually, I don't know if Robert Duvall won an Oscar. I might have to take that back. But either way, you've got Robert Duvall. You've got Randy Quaid when he wasn't insane.
Randy Quaid.
You've got even Michael Rooker's in this, mate.
Wow.
Michael Rooker, one of his early films. Look, it's a fun time just sitting back, and it's one of those movies. If you popped it on today, I reckon you would find it on a streaming service.
Yeah,
somewhere.
I'm sure it would be.
It's a film that you can let wash over you, like we mentioned something earlier. You know, you can sit back, strap yourself in, and enjoy this silly movie. And it is silly. There is no doubt about it. I mean, everyone takes everything so seriously in this film, but it's stupid. So, but it's fun at the same time.
Mate,
I don't know if that makes any sense, guys, but I think you do. Sometimes there's films that have a mix of everything.
Yeah.
And are so bad in some ways, they become great again. And this is one of these films.
I mean, I haven't seen it for a long time, but I'm remembering back in the day, it was,
30 years ago, mate. 30 years ago. And I, again, to date myself, was absolutely saw this.
Hey, you never know. Cruise might do a reboot or a sequel to this.
He's known to wait a long time for the sequels, isn't he? With Top Gun coming up. So,
you never know, you might get back into the car. So
yeah, and funnily enough, when you're mentioning Top Gun, this was the second collaboration that Tony Scott and Jerry Bruckheimer had with Tom Cruise, because in many ways, Top Gun launched Jerry Bruckheimer's career and Tony Scott's career, put him in the stratosphere. So obviously, they got together again to make Days of Thunder. So, yeah, great. Yeah. Check it out. You find it on a streaming service somewhere. If you haven't seen Days of Thunder, you must go and watch this trashy film. And if you've seen it before, you know what I'm talking about. Go see it again. And
if you haven't, go check out with me and Jace did a retro trailer reaction.
We did
on that.
We did indeed.
So just fill through our channel and you'll get to see that. So
in the
retro
trailer reactions playlist.
Yeah, get on it, guys.
There you go. That's it, Rick. That's the movie for the week. We've done our stories. We've done Jason's movie vault. Only thing left is we're supposed to say goodbye and have a drink.
That's it. So until next week, guys.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.